All right, guys, welcome back to WCG Grand Finals 2012. I am Doa. With me is Rambo, and we have a Dota All-Stars match in front of us here. It's the original Dota, still being played in China, still very big at WCG. And Rambo, you've played quite a bit of original Dota, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of my favorite games. I used to be an avid Warcraft 3 player, and was playing some tower defense, and I came up upon Dota All-Stars, and it's like crack, man. Obviously it kind of pioneered the whole, League of Legends, Dota 2, Heroes of New Earth, all those type of games.
Storm of the Imperial Sanctum, the StarCraft 2 Dota mod.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was my first Dota experience, actually, was that.
Uh-huh.
I only played, Ladder and Brood War against people before that. It's part of the whole missing the whole Warcraft 3 era thing. You also miss Dota if you miss Warcraft 3.
Right.
But
goes hand in hand.
Picks and bans going down right now. And our screen is really, really tiny. Can you make out what any of those icons are?
I'm trying to see the pics there. We do have the Naga Siren by the Tongfu.
Yeah.
And I think we have the Dark Seer. Okay, so we've got a Lycanthrope picked by Tongfu. So they got two melee classes. Usually those are kind of late game. So it seems like right now they're securing the late game. Those two heroes, they're not very good in the beginning. So rest of the picks by Tongfu, I'm going to guess they're going to pick some kind of intelligence, AoE spell-based heroes so they can delay the game long enough so their late game heroes can kick in.
And just so you guys are aware, it is Avengers versus Tongfu, which is a Mongolia versus China match, actually. Avengers, a Mongolian Dota team, Tongfu from China. China doing really well in WCG so far, but I wanted to ask you now, in every different, excuse me, wow, it's been a long day, in every different game like this, in every different Dota or MOBA or what have you, there's usually a type of hero that goes in each lane. What's the standard for Dota?
Yeah, well, there's two different options. You'll have 100% of the time, you'll always have one, or most of the time, you'll have a hero soloing the middle lane. Because it's the easiest one to not get ganked in. It's the safest bet. You're really close to your tower. So you'll have a solo hero mid, and then you'll have two heroes either on the top and bottom lane as well. And sometimes you'll have a tri-lane type of setup where you'll have two lanes soloing, and then three heroes trying to outnumber the other two heroes on the opposing team.
What's the advantage of pushing towers really quickly in this game as opposed to just kind of sitting back and farming up items and things?
If you take out the initial beginning tower, the first level, it gives you a little bit more map control. So if your creeps push up to their second tower, then you can push up without giving them vision of yourself. So it gives you a little bit more room to gank the other heroes. So
now in Dota we have the suicide lane essentially, right? Where you have to push up much farther on your side of the map to get to their tier 1 tower than they do on their side. So what kind of heroes do you send in those kinds of lanes?
Can you repeat that again? I'm sorry.
Okay, so you've got the lanes where for some, getting up to the tier 1 turret is really easy. You don't have to go too far, but for one side they have to go really far. They have to cross the river to get to the tower.
Right.
What kind of heroes do you want up there? Do you want a big bruiser type of hero, or is that the lane you try to run?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. For those lanes where you have more land to cover to get to your lanes, you want to get heroes that can replenish their HP faster, maybe strength-based heroes, some heroes that can regen life more easily instead of like a soft hero that if you take a lot of damage, it's going to take a long time to heal and then get back. So on those type of lanes, you want to pick something really, really strong combination where you can have lane control and where you're not going to, be vulnerable to be taking damage.
Okay. So what do we have being picked so far?
So we have the Morphling there by the Avengers, and then the Earthshaker on Tongfu side.
Okay.
It's in Chinese, so I don't know if that's a ban. Or no, I'm sorry, maybe the first three picks on top were the bans, and now they're actually picking their heroes.
I would guess it's probably right, yeah. Now in Dota 2, there's 5 bans, actually. Dota 1, there's still only 3?
I believe so, yeah, it looks like it.
Interesting. And I was talking to you about this a little bit earlier. There's about 40 heroes on each side in the original Dota So it's a total of about 80 or so?
Yeah, I think so, more or less. That's just
Okay.
a number I threw out there. I think each tavern has, I don't know, yeah, it's a lot of heroes. There's 80 heroes, so there's such a vast array of different types of combinations you can throw in, different lane combos. You know, if you're going to go early game control, or you're going to go early game push and try to get in the game early, or you're going to be a late game type of combination.
Okay.
So it does look like the first pick was Morphling here by the Avengers. And then we've got Earthshaker and Omni Knight by Tongfu.
And it's so tiny.
Yeah, so...
the screen is very small for us. And we'll be able to see a little bit better when we get in the game. It is a Chinese client as well, so a bit tougher to read.
And it does look like Avengers gets a Tidehunter with their third pick.
Okay.
And,
interesting.
Yeah, interesting combination. Tongfu, they've got two really buff strength heroes, Omni Knight and Earthshaker. They've got they're really, really good support heroes. Earthshaker has an AoE stun that he can cast. Omni Knight, he can heal players and also give them magic resistance as well. And I believe that's a Demon Hunter for the third pick for Tongfu, which is a great hero because he has Blink. He starts off with Blink, level 1, so he's really mobile, really hard to gank him.
So have you played a lot of Dota 2 yet?
I have played a little bit.
Do you have any opinions yet about the transitions from the Dota 2 heroes from their Dota 1 counterparts?
Yeah, a lot of the transition of heroes have moved over to Dota 2.
Right.
How'd
they come through?
Yes, and there's some extra new heroes as well, which is always great.
Are the Dota 2 versions of the Dota 1 heroes pretty much the same, or did they try to tweak them at all, or they kind of went with what worked?
It's more or less the same, yeah. I mean, they might have moved around a couple numbers, a little second or two here in the cooldowns. But I liked how they kept everything the same because that's how good Dota is, you know, everything was just so balanced. They didn't really have to do too much to the Dota 2.
Now, it looks like there are more bans, so it looks like they do go up to 5 bans in Dota 1 here.
Okay.
We've got another banning phase. And then I would imagine the last two heroes for each side are going to be picked. And then we're going to get into the game. This is going to be our last cast of the day for the D stream. It's been a long day. I've casted 5 different games today.
Yeah.
It's been very interesting. It's been, to say the least. But I'm glad I have someone with me for this final cast that knows about Dota. So thank you for joining me.
You're welcome,
and
sir.
Dota 1 specifically, too. That's great.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this. Honestly, I didn't know Dota was here until you know, I got to this event, but I'm really glad it is because I love this game. It's such a good game. It's so balanced. Literally every single hero you can pick can be impactful if you play them right. So everyone has their role.
What role did you usually tend to play?
I like to play I played Keeper of the Light and I played Chen. They're intelligence-based heroes, and you can control more than just your hero. You could have a spell called Persuasion, and you could take over mini creeps on the map. Keeper of the Light, you can cast minions. So when I switched over from Warcraft, I felt like I need a little bit more than just one hero. So those two heroes in particular allowed me to have a little bit extra army.
Cool.
And it was more fun to control. It looks like fourth pick is Tiny by the Avengers, which is an excellent pick. He's just such a buff hero. He's a strength hero, so he's got a lot of HP, and he has a lot of AoE spells. He's got an AoE stun, and he's got toss as well. So that's going to be really interesting mixed up with Tidehunter. That's going to be 2 AoE stuns they're going to be able to cast.
So you can kind of see where the compositions are starting to go for these teams then.
Yeah. So these last picks here are going to be crucial. And I can't see that fourth icon. But, yeah, these last 2 picks, this is where you can kind of, you know, it's the anchor in your team now. What's going to answer best against the other team's compilation.
Interesting. So is there any specific role in a team that you want to leave to the last pick?
Well, it's going to be your 5th pick is what's going to fill in any weaknesses that you might have. It's interesting because Avengers went with Morphling with their first pick, and that's kind of it's not one of those heroes where it has any specialties. It's kind of an all-around based hero. Maybe that's why they picked him, because you can actually switch between. You can raise your strength, intelligence, and dexterity on that character.
Okay.
And that 5th hero for Avengers, I want to say that's Chaos Knight. I can't really see it.
Huh. And if it is Chaos Knight, like, what does he bring to the composition?
The Chaos Knight, it's a very solid hero. It's a strength hero. He has a stun. He's really good late game. He has his ultimate. You can cast illusions of yourself that does almost 100% of damage, I think, if not 100% of damage.
Okay.
So late game, you can have up to 3 illusions, and then you cast that. And
so it kind of seems like Avengers right now is going for a composition that's kind of layering stuns on top of each other, with AoE to try to catch the other team in a position to just take everybody down at once.
Yeah, that is a fair assessment.
It would seem like in this case, what would you say, like, Morphling would be kind of the one that sits in the back and sort of picks people off?
Yeah, Morphling's going to be their late game hero.
Okay.
That's the one that can...
He's their carry, is that right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So if you let him farm up a little bit, he can do a lot of damage late game.
The carries in Dota seem like they're extremely, extremely strong. I mean, we saw a Dota 2 game earlier where it was basically just a combination between Sven and Magnus, and it just wrecked 4 members on the other team just instantly.
Yeah.
The cleave from Sven just did a ton of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when Sven's ultimate gives you bonus damage, so you cast that. It's going to do a lot of damage. And then also Magnus, he has a skill called Empower where it gives automatic attack damage bonus, so you can boost that and stack it onto Sven.
He also charged in and stunned everybody, it looked like. I'm not sure what ability that would be, but it just set things up perfectly for Sven to come in and just destroy everyone.
Yeah, that actually sounds really buff.
Oh, man, it totally wrecked the other team. Looks like we're ready to go, guys.
Okay, so now we can actually see the heroes now. We've got Demon Hunter, Earthshaker. I believe that's there's the Invoker.
Okay,
and then we've got the one in the white cape is Invoker.
Okay.
Then we've got that's Chaos Knight there.
All right.
Left lane. We've got Tiny. We've got the I think that's not the Drow Ranger. Actually, it's a new hero that I'm not familiar with.
And that would be Demon Hunter.
Yep. Right? The Demon Hunter.
Just like the Warcraft 3 namesake?
Yeah, well, it's the Anti-Mage.
Oh, okay, Anti-Mage.
Yeah, that's the technical term, but he is a Demon Hunter. And
I see.
So it does look like we've got a tri-lane here on the top.
All right. So they're going to try to push this tower down as fast as they can. And that's going to make it just really, really dangerous for Tongfu to push that top lane then, because not only are they going to have to cross the river just by being on that top lane anyway, but they're going to have to go all the way through a very unprotected area if that top tower does get taken out quickly. So
yeah, and that's where all the mini creeps are located as well, on that west side of the map. So if they can take out that top tower and not give safety for the top team.
What's the Hydralisk guy?
The Hydralisk is the Venomancer.
Oh, okay, that's Venomancer in this game. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, I mean, being that this is a Warcraft 3 mod, they're all Warcraft 3 models, too. But
correct.
Interesting. Okay. You're going to have to help me with the names on this, man. I'm not familiar with Dota at all.
I'll try my best.
All right. Anti-Mage. It's going to be a little bit safer.
It's going to be fun to watch.
Oh, look at this. How early do you see tower dives in Dota 1?
Not so much in the beginning.
Huh. Did he steal that?
Yeah, he did. So
wow.
That's a great pickup there, because that was a level 5 mini creep there.
Wow, very nice. And that was a level 2 for him, too. I think he gained that right from that single creep.
Yeah, that's huge.
Very cool.
So they do have, looks like we have 3 heroes up top, so.
And they're going to try to come around and gank. Avengers might be in a little bit of trouble here. Oh, no. I think he did get spotted. Yeah.
Earthshaker trying to block up the path. Oh, excellent. And Morphling waves across.
Yeah.
Morphling there. He took a lot of damage and had to waste mana to escape that.
Yeah, better than giving up first blood, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. You do get that 200 bonus gold for first blood.
Yeah. And so just back to a little bit of farming. Trying to farm things up. Avalanche hitting level 2 there. And so we're just kind of waiting for a little bit more action.
I've got the double damage pickup.
Okay.
If Anti-Mage can blink in there and get 2 shots off, that's going to do massive damage.
Well, he's blinking in, and he's going right after the creeps immediately. Not quite able to get in on Tiny yet.
I think he had a window there. He could have maybe went up and clicked him, but...
Interesting. All right, so far the tri-lane for Avengers not quite able to put as much pressure on that tower maybe as they wanted to. Tongfu doing a good job of defending that. The other 2 lanes relatively static right now. All the action's pretty much on top at the moment. Uh-oh. Avengers may try to make something happen here. Can he go through the trees? Does that hero have any abilities that he can charge through there?
No, you don't, but you do have an item where you can eat a tree and bring it down. If you can see right there on the bottom left inventory, there's a tree a tree icon there. So you can eat trees and you can create pathways.
Yeah.
With that item.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Morphling taking some damage.
There's a nice anti-stun there by Chaos Knight, saving his teammate.
Yeah. And the wall, again, just not being terribly effective. And then causing some decent harassment. And here comes Anti-Mage again. Going to try to chase off Tiny. And now those are the, that's an item, right?
That's a power-up.
A power-up, okay.
Yeah, there's 2 runes you can get.
Right, okay.
In the riverside, in the middle of the map, you can get invisibility, double damage, illusion.
And that's the illusion rune.
Yes.
Okay. It's all coming back to me now.
And they do damage, so, Tiny was forced to back up. And Anti-Mage, he's dominating that middle lane right now. He's got a Ring of Health. He's level 6. It's not looking very good for Tiny in middle lane.
Well, you mentioned that the matchup looked pretty good anyway, and Tongfu's got to be happy with that, especially after being able to defend the top lane as well.
Yeah, and they're winning this bottom lane as well, forcing the other player to back up, play passive. I've got an engagement here. Earthshaker, if not careful, he's going to be taken out.
He's taking some damage to the wave ahead from Morphling.
Oh, an answer here.
Yep. And will they be able to do some damage? It looks like that is going to work. That's first blood right there.
Nice.
Whoa! Earthshaker picks up a kill too. And Invoker and Morphling just pulling apart there.
Yeah, good exchange there for Tongfu, going up 2-on-1.
So, yeah.
Tongfu's looking good right now. They've got the first, they're up 2-1 kills. They've got control.
Oh, and we have a pause. Looks like there's some sort of issue. We'll see if we can get that fixed, guys. And then we'll get back in the game. Oh, I guess there we are. Just a quick pause. And we're back. So, can you tell me anything from the items? Like, I know we're kind of switching through it. We don't have any control at all. It's in Chinese, but can you see anything from the icons?
Well, Morphling was able to save up for a Ring of Health, which is pretty good. Gives you a little bit more endurance. Now we got a replay here of the battle.
Yeah, we do.
And then Earthshaker just barely getting away there. And then Tidehunter just sitting there, can't do much.
Yep.
Then Venomancer eventually getting picked off. And Chaos Knight, getting stunned through the trees by Earthshaker, who barely lived.
Very smart.
So it looks like we got a gank here. Oh, Tiny, if he's not careful.
Yep.
Oh, he does have Boots of Speed, so he's able to run away even after getting poisoned. It does reduce your movement speed.
Meanwhile, bot lane has kind of been relatively untouched, and the lanes are more or less frozen. Ooh, look at all that damage, bro. Oh, man.
Ooh, there we go. The DOT finishing him off.
Wow. Very, very nice. Everything going Tongfu's way so far.
Yeah, it's looking really good.
3-1 still. I wish we could see the CS, see how the farming is going for each team, but all we have to go by are the kills at the moment. See how things go. So that champion that is selected right now, what's the name of that?
I'm sorry. Do you know what? Which one?
Okay.
Which one it looks like? But
it was I don't know, the big one. That's I have no idea. Tiny's not getting so tiny anymore.
Yeah, Tiny grows
big.
in size every level 6.
I see.
You get.
And Tiny did get the deny, I believe, on that creep. I think I saw him coming at the very end. And so right now we've moved into a little bit more of a passive game. You know, we just had that solo duel in bot lane, and he's actually just content to farm. He's just kind of letting the lane freeze. Doesn't really want to push down any farther. It is that lane that we were talking about earlier that's a little bit less safe. Anti-Mage having to blink away a little bit. Just kind of stay a little bit safer. And that would be Chaos Knight, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The one on the horse.
That's right. Well, it's the Orc Warrior on the Warg, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Oh, Earthshaker here has invisibility, so he can block off. Oh, he might be get 2 kills here.
Oh, man, he's trying to. What was that? A missed skill shot, it looked like, by him. What is that one again?
That one's a Tide Hunter right there, the big one, the
okay.
The sea creature.
Got it. And Voker pushing down this lane now. A little bit bold, but they do have the slight advantage at the moment.
Yeah, and Tongfu looking really strong. That most West Tower already below half life.
Yeah. And again, we see the duel in bot lane. It's just totally going in Tongfu's favor. There's a knockup from Tiny. He's going to try to do some damage to Anti-Mage here. Anti-Mage does have to back out. Doesn't have any buffs anymore.
And that's an exchange Anti-Mage likes because he has a Ring of Health. He's got that 4 HP a second regeneration when Tiny doesn't have anything right now.
I see.
Players forces are under attack.
All right, so looks like Tide Hunter moving up. This was Chaos Knight. Maybe try to get a little bit of flank. Morphling is just kind of farming in lane. And it seems like the carries in Dota tend to farm in the top lane, I've noticed, more than anywhere else. Maybe it's just my observation. I don't know if that's right or not, but...
Well, it changes game to game depending on the hero compilation and the lane controls and...
Players' forces are under
Anti-Mage really wants that buff. And it is random what side it spawns on, right, too?
Yes, it is, and I believe it's every 2 minutes that it spawns. Oh, we got an engagement here.
Look at that.
Hunter was trapped in there. Nice gank there by Anti-Mage.
Yeah, he
might be able to pick up another second kill. Oh, he
Chaos
gets
Knight.
him.
Yeah, going down to Anti-Mage there.
And then Morphling waving away.
Oh, he waves right into the Anti-Mage, though.
Oh, and getting blocked by this creep, so...
Oh, man.
Barely gets away, but Anti-Mage is getting fed now, and that's the last thing you want because he is an absolute terror late game.
I've seen that in Dota too. And so, at the moment, that bottom tower for Tongfu actually under attack here. Kills are still very lopsided towards Tongfu, 5-1. Doing very, very well, picking up 2 more kills in that last engagement we just saw.
And that hero right there, that blue hero, picked up a mechanism, which is that's what he's been farming for all game, and it has an AoE heal and gives AoE bonus armor in fights.
Oh, okay.
So it's a huge support item. So all that farming finally paid off there, and that's going to be, when you have that kind of item, you can regroup as a team and start actually doing tower pushes together.
Interesting.
And out-endure the other team since you have that AoE heal. And the cooldown isn't that long.
One of the things that the Dota teams in China specifically are known for are those timing pushes, essentially, when our team hits X level with X items, we're going to push X lane.
Yeah.
And that's something that still has yet to kind of be adapted too much by the later Dotas and MOBAs, so it's going to be interesting to see if we see any of that in this game here. Like you mentioned, that big item pickup for Tongfu, the support in the bottom lane. But not really choosing to use that a whole lot, just having to defend turret at the moment. And they're going to have to pull back. So, still more farming. Anti-Mage just becoming a farming machine right now.
Yeah, he's got power treads up as well.
Tiny tick damage from the Venomancer ward, it looks like.
Oh, we've got a gank here. Is he gonna live?
I don't think so.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
And what he was doing right there, running to the right, is maybe trying to avoid the other heroes to get experience. Because if you're too far away, you're not going to get that bonus XP. We do have Venomancers and Viz trying to maybe get another gank here. So you have 4 heroes just sitting idly here down by the Avengers.
Huh. They really want to make something happen.
Yeah, and then, when they're doing this, though, you're letting the other team free farm, and you're not getting any experience just sitting in the forest. So they took a gamble. They got a kill on the level 9, which is really great. But now they're just sitting around, and it might not pay off, later on.
And...
oh, nice stun there.
Yep, and it looks like he's going to make a run for it, though. Yeah, Tidehunter trying to help out his teammate a little bit, and he does. Now, she moved really fast. Was that an item or was that an ability?
That was an ability.
Hero? Okay. I see. Learning about Dota.
Oh, and it looks like we have a gank here in bottom. Tiny has that speed boost. If they're not careful here of Tongfu, they can lose all 3 members.
Oh, man.
Oh, Tidehunter still level 5, or level 4. Wow, that's not very good because they really need his ultimate right now.
Huh.
And Venomancer there, he has an ability where he can lay down little snake shooting creatures. So they're really good for scouting. So he set one there and he was able to scout that ambush.
Makes sense. That's a huge, AoE wall damage dealing thing that... Yep.
Oh, an Earthshaker going down again.
Wow.
Or no, that was his first death, I believe.
Okay. Another death, though, for Avengers. I mean, another kill for Avengers, rather. This game isn't over yet. Tongfu had a strong lead, but it feels like Avengers are starting to come back a little bit.
Yeah, Tongfu definitely has map control, but Avengers, they've got a little bit better late game heroes. So as long as they can just kind of not die as much, prolong the game, they'll have a better chance mid to late game.
I see. Yeah, if they can kind of survive, they can win those team fights at the end.
Uh-huh.
And level 10. Wow, wait. Level 10 already? And Morphling's only level 4, I believe?
Yeah.
That's such a huge level discrepancy. Is that common in Dota?
That's because the level 4 hero was in the tri-lane, so the experience was spread amongst 3 members.
Yeah, that's true.
And then the other one soloed.
Makes sense.
Looks like they're trying a heavy push here. They're going to try to take this bottom tower.
Yep. They're going for it, man. Anti-Mage is up in top lane. Can defend a little bit.
Yeah, and Anti-Mage, we do see a Claymore in his inventory. And one more item there, he's going to get something called the Battle Fury, which gives him AoE attack, like splash damage, melee attack.
Wow. And this turret is definitely going down. Yeah, nothing that Avengers can do about that.
Yeah.
And immediately Invoker's going to port up to the top lane, possibly, or just go back. Yep, never mind. The way they jumped the camera made it look like he popped up the top
and
lane.
they actually didn't get the money for that tower kill.
They got denied. And that's a kill, though. Another kill for Avengers.
Oh, and look at Tiny's HP on Anti-Mage going in. He's going to get this next kill, too.
Yeah, it looks that way.
He's going to blink up.
And there's a blink to go after Tidehunter. He's still slowed, though, actually. Oh, weird. All right.
Oh, he got stunned by Chaos Knight, so good backup there. Tongfu doubling their kill streak now.
And, whoop, saw that for just a second, but didn't get a lot of information out of it. Interesting. So, when you're going for those bigger items, usually about how much gold does a big item cost in Dota 1?
It depends. You can build smaller items and put them together.
Right.
And then it'll, for a bigger item. But it varies. I mean, there's the Sacred Relic, which is 3,800 gold in here. I mean, there's other items, but generally, since you can't really farm that well for pro teams, the most you're gonna save for is maybe like a $1,500 item.
Interesting.
Yeah, because you.
Yeah, look at that. The stun. The very end of that, catching that minion. And it looks like this tower is definitely going down. Tongfu pushing towers left and right here. Well, it's getting a little bit low, but the creep wave may be thinning out a bit. Look at this. Morphling working on that unit. And, oh man. Look at that Invoker
nice
getting
stun.
jumped on. Tiny can't quite catch him though.
Just barely gets away with less than 5 HP.
Yeah.
That would have been a huge kill for Avengers because that was level 11 hero, I believe.
Yeah.
So now Tongfu taking down all the first tier 1 towers of Avengers, giving them map control.
Yeah, completely. Oh, look at the stun on Tiny. He's going to take some damage here. In fact, actually Tiny's fine.
Vandermenser getting exchanged in that kill. Was able to get off the ult, but Avengers escaping there.
Right. Anti-mage popping up to the...
Yeah, that's just something we're going to see all game is anti-mage farming. He's going to let us... They've already got the lead. They're going to have majority... Tongfu's going to have 4 heroes pushing the lanes down, what they've been doing, taking out the towers, and then giving anti-mage free reign to farm.
So at what minute in a game of Dota does it get to be where everyone's kind of got the items they're looking for? It's more about just team fighting at that point. How long does a game of Dota have to go before you get there?
It kind of varies. You kind of have to... It's situational, you know, like depending on if you've got map control, what heroes they have. But right now, Tongfu is definitely sitting pretty. They've got the advantage. Avengers have only 1 tower down. And anti-mage, yeah, he's just farming up a storm here. He's going to get any item he wants to. And if Avengers doesn't gank him pretty soon, he's just going to be too much to handle.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll have to see if he can handle it. They're going to try to come after this bottom lane again. Tiny is there, and he does get the stun off on Anti-Mage, but there's actually more members. Oh, look at that wall. Tiny trying to escape, but he is just too big. He's not tiny like his name said. Gets taken out.
There's another kill for Tongfu. Between that Fisher gap.
Yeah. Tongfu 12-6 right now, doubling the kills of Avengers. And they're going to continue pushing this bot lane, and they're looking pretty unstoppable at this point. Like I said, we can't really see the gold stats or anything like that, but it's looking like Tongfu is having quite the advantage.
Yeah, and if Avengers isn't careful, they're going to push through all the way bottom, maybe take out a Rax. Avengers still has a member up there on the top lane.
Yep.
And
here they go. Going after that tower. And will they be able to put on the pressure? I feel like they may need to go back. Anti-Mage's illusion trying to chase away some of the members of Avengers, and yeah, they are going to have to pull back a little bit for now.
Mm-hmm. They did do half damage on that bottom tower.
Not bad. Look at this, though. The Tier 2 turret, or Tier 2 tower, rather, for Tongfu taking a lot of damage. Anti-Mage having to port up there and try to defend that. And I wonder if we're just, like, catching up to live, or what's happening here with that?
That's a good question.
I don't know, guys. I don't know, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the game at all. I mean, the players aren't complaining, so it's probably not happening for them. I don't know. Possibly. Courier coming over to deliver some goods. Anti-Mage delivering the goods to those golems.
Nice. Right there, what Anti-Mage did is the creeps spawn at designated times. So, but if there's creeps there, no other additional creeps can be spawned. So he pulled the creeps out, allowing the new creeps to spawn, so he got double the, creep kills there for experience.
Makes sense. And Chaos Knight, whoa. Something coming here outside there. He just got annihilated. Wow. We talked earlier about Avengers being the team that was going to go for more of a stun AoE composition, but right now Tongfu really hitting all the best stuns.
Yeah, and it's looking really grim here for Avengers. Chaos Knight's still level 6. Tongfu, they've got mechanisms, they've got Anti-Mage with Battle Fury. It's just looking really tough. I mean, honestly, if Tongfu just straight up pushed all together that bottom lane, they for sure would get that bottom tower. So I think they're just playing it safe, though. They know they have the lead. They're not going to lose a big engagement.
Oh, look at that. The knockup. Trying to get another member of Avengers. The wall does separate Tidehunter from everybody else. Venomancer coming down to try to get the kill. Will he get it with the dot?
Oh,
look at
and
that.
the toss, and Tidehunter getting out the ult, but there's just too much HP there by Tongfu.
Yeah. Tongfu just looks way too strong at the moment.
Yeah, and I think this is the time they can push now.
Certainly looks that way. And
no, they're just playing it safe. They're just wearing down the other team.
I guess it's okay. I mean, that's a very good way to ensure the win. I mean, the old adage, when you're ahead, get more ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And in like WCG 2012, the grand finals, you're not going to be taking a lot of chances.
Right.
They have to be aware. This may be one of the last Dota tournaments that is played on a large scale like this. They don't want to come away with it with a loss.
Right. So much money and all the prestige on the line. Just play it safe.
Yep.
You just spend an extra 10, 50 seconds, gradually keep building your lead.
Mm-hmm. And so Invoker coming down will go ahead and use the illusions, try to split that up. And when you use illusions right there, is that more for just sighting? Is that more for like map control and spotting where things are?
Yeah, generally late game like that, they're not going to do any kind of significant damage.
Yeah.
So you'll just set those in key locations and choke points.
Makes sense.
Also, you can fake a push. Maybe send your illusion to a lane, make it seem like that's a real hero, and then your other hero is actually ready to gank.
Yeah. And they're going after
Roshan.
Roshan,
Yes.
That's right. Didn't know if it was different in Dota 1.
Uh-huh.
And that's going to really help a lot. It's a nice gold boost. It's a nice little item boost as well. You get that ring from Roshan, isn't it?
I believe it's the Aegis Immortal.
Yeah.
Last time I remember it actually, yeah, there it is. The bottom right-hand item where if you die, you instantly respawn again.
Yeah.
Not instantly. There's a little cooldown, but you get to respawn.
Now, if someone kills you, do you drop that item?
No. It's
not that one. And does the cheese exist in Dota 2 as well? After you kill Roshan a certain amount of times, he starts dropping cheese and the Aegis?
I don't remember, actually.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
Anti-Mage trying to come in, cause some trouble. He's got illusion as well. Avengers trying to defend. There's the stun again. Look at that great long-range stun, and Anti-Mage trying to capitalize on that with the illusions, but it's doing such a good job of just pushing Avengers back, letting Tongfu take that second-tier middle turret, or tower rather, and they're going to do it.
Yeah, and Tongfu now, they've got this win in the bag. They've got just so much. Avengers, they're really out-leveled at this point.
Yeah.
So even if Avengers did somehow manage to kill all 5 members of Tongfu, I just don't think they would be able to keep on pushing, simply because they don't have the level equality of Tongfu.
Anti-Mage too, I thought he was going to maybe clear some of the creeps in top lane and help push that lane again, but he just kind of walked right past them. And there's Tiny. Anti-Mage still farming. Kind of counting on that lane to push up after it handles the rest of the creeps in the back itself. And he's going to go ahead and try to split push with this, I guess. I mean, with the mobility of Anti-Mage, it makes sense that you could go for this sort of split pushing strategy. But, like you said, they're just so far ahead right now that they can kind of go for anything at the moment. Now, in Dota, you can choose to upgrade your skills or your attributes, too, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Now, when do you want to... Well, we might have an engagement here, actually. Tidehunter coming in. Taking some damage and having to back off. So at what point do you want to up abilities rather than, or up stats rather than abilities?
Me personally, I would never upgrade my attributes until that was the last thing possible. Yeah, just because the abilities of these heroes are so impactful.
Oh, I see. 14-6 right now for Tongfu. Did he get the stun? They do. Oh man, and that's going to be another kill. It looks like. Yep. Yeah, it's 15-6 now for Tongfu.
And if you notice on the radar, you have creeps pushing on every lane.
Yep.
So while Tongfu's pushing middle, the top and bottom lane are going to push as well.
Yeah.
So they're going to be able to transition from top, middle, and bottom lane and push with their creep with backup.
Well, they can send Anti-Mage around too to just clear.
Yeah.
They do a very good job of that. Here we go into the base. Comes Tongfu. They're going to try to make it work here. Anti-Mage with his 2 illusions. Here comes Morphling. Jumps in and then waves out. Didn't really accomplish a whole lot, though. I don't think there's a lot that they can do to stop Tongfu at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Avengers using their building invulnerability, but it's not going to be enough.
It's only delaying the inevitable, man. And that is another tower down.
Oh, an anti-mage.
Oh, look at that.
Now, didn't have that cooldown for Blink, but he had that Aegis Immortal.
Yeah.
So he's going to spawn, come back alive with full HP.
Yep.
And Tongfu focus firing that barracks right there. If they take down that tower or that building, their creep will have bonus damage and health. And they do take it down.
Oh, wow. Tidehunter jumping right in. And Animage's trying to get away. Just there's the layering of the Suns and AoEs that we were talking about from Avengers, but too little too late.
Oh.
That's just not going to work. Doesn't look like it's going to work at all. Yeah, goodbye, Morphling. You're not going to last much longer, man. I'm sorry. That's the wrong way. And there's the kill.
Nice. That's going to solidify the game right there.
I believe so. Yeah. Not a whole lot that can be done. Now, taking out the barracks as well also limits what type of creeps they can spawn on their side of the map as well, right? Or is that something
it's
else?
It's just a self-unit improvement bonus.
Okay. I see. Oh, Tidehunters swirling around in the air. Can't quite get away. Charge won't make him escape. And so at this point, Tongfu's just playing cleanup, man. This is it. This is the end of the game. It looks like China will defeat Mongolia in Dota Allstars here.
Yeah, in convincing fashion, too.
Yeah, 21 kills to 6 right now. You know, I hate going by only kills for this type of game because there's so much of the story that you don't see when you just look at the kills. But since we can't see that other side of the story right now, we're just going to have to assume that, of course, the gold lead is going to be really high. We saw how much Anti-Mage dominated Tiny in that mid lane.
Yeah.
We saw how the tri-lane for Avengers just didn't end up working in the top. Tongfu responded to it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be the menu for just a second. But oh. And just catching up again, I guess. I don't know. I've never seen a game of Dota before. Do you know what this is?
I don't know. I don't know what the pauses are for. Oh, they're actually saving the game just in case the game crashes.
Okay,
They can go back and load the game.
Right. Now, Dota 2 does that behind the scenes, I've heard, like every 30 seconds or something.
Mm-hmm.
So Dota 1, kind of have to do it manually. Good to do, though. Anti-Mage, you know, he hasn't farmed enough this game. I think it's time to get a few more creeps. Why not? So Tongfu not quite able to finish the job right now, but, yeah, I mean, Avengers just playing completely on defense.
Yeah, they have to now. Their middle and bottom barracks have fallen.
Yeah.
So now all Tongfu needs to do is to have a timing push where the creeps in the middle and the bottom are getting advancement into the Avengers base.
Well, they shouldn't need to worry about the middle lane anymore, should they? I mean, the creeps should automatically push themselves at this point, so it's really just making sure that top and bottom lane are still going.
So just timing push that top lane with all your creeps on middle and bottom.
Ping going down at the bottom lane, they're like, yeah, we need to get that one pushed as well, but it should push. There's another big wave coming from behind, so it should be close enough anyway. It's not really a lane that they need to worry about, but it's enough so far that Avengers is able to hang in there. Tidehunter having to just wave away. Oh, actually, no, that was Morphling. Tidehunter jumping in, and there's the blink onto Tidehunter from Anti-Mage, and the ult is used, but it doesn't do any good. Well, what do you think, Rambo?
I think it's GG.
I think it is too.
You see on the mini map right there, you see all those green units moving into middle and bottom.
Yep. It's not looking good. And yeah, I mean, despite the wave clearing that Avengers has, they just can't clear it fast enough. They can't clear it there with all the enemy heroes there as well. And that is going to about do it, guys. The kills just totally racking up right now for Tongfu. Just hanging out in the enemy base. Tiny trying to make something happen. Tidehunter getting killed as well. Can he make it into the fountain? Or into the pen? I don't know what they call it in Dota 1. Winner! Tongfu takes the match. Again, like you mentioned, convincing fashion, man. China looking so dominant in nearly every game here at WCG Grand Finals 2012. And I believe that is it for the night. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. That's going to do it for Stream D. Make sure you come back tomorrow for lots of great action at WCG 2012. I'm DotA, with me is Rambo. Any last parting words? I would say any last words. It sounds like you're not going to have fun time after the cast, but do you have anything else to say before we sign off, Rambo?
Well, it's been a great day of matches. We've got to witness the best teams and all these, respected games. And it's only day one. We've still got 3 more days upcoming. We've got, this is where each day teams are getting smaller and smaller in their brackets. More and more is on the line. So we're going to have 3 more days of fantastic world-class game coming up.
Should be fun. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Good night, guys. Tune in again tomorrow for WCG. Have a good night.
Fire on the way, make you all say, whoa, the people up top and